Hi guys, so yeah, we are back to continue our flight from Jamaica to Miami. As we had the weight issue, it was because we was too light, so we can now go back and get that all done. So flaps 5, 129, rotate, and 144 is V2, so 144 plus 15. Okay, cruising altitude is 400. Should be a nice sunset as we arrive into Miami. Okay, what we can do is we can arm the flight directors, and that's all good. Everything on here seems fine. For takeoff we are using 575 on our trim. There we go. And we'll start our radios. There we go. Okay. Everything's all good. QNH here is 1014. Okay, that's set. Everything looks good in here. Let's set our discontinuities. Everything's all good here. Okay. And on our nav, there's the ILS when we come in, which is all good. So, let's go and get our pushback. But it's quite clear here in Jamaica.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Comment through the menu when you're ready.
You've even got the Jamaican pushback guys as well, which is really cool. So we are ready to go.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Okay, so now what we can do is we can turn off our left and right pack. Turn on our logo and our wing. Can start our fuel pumps. As the tow truck now comes in to push us back for runway 07. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Leave your comments down below of what aircraft you prefer to fly in X-Plane. Let me know. Let me know down below.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Okay, so my guy's ready to connect now. And we can accept these as we all good. Now we can shut all of our stuff off. There we go. And on the panel we've got doors auto, seatbelts on, APU running, and parking brakes set.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, so here we go, ready to go from Jamaica. Parking brake is released.
Starting pushback and you may start engines.
Okay, so we'll go with engine number 1. There we go. Okay. So push the fuel in. There's number one. So we'll go ahead now and start number two. Okay, just wait for the engine to come online.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, so all we've got to do really is taxi up to Alpha, which is what we will get on when we get onto the taxiway. So, what we can do now both engines are running, we can turn our packs on and turn our APU off. Let's check, have we got our parking brake, APU, passenger doors, signs auto and doors auto as well. That's all fine. All of that will come off.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
See you soon. Bye bye. Okay, so the tows are now gone. And what we can do is set our flaps, which are going to be flaps 5. Okay, so the flaps are down. So we're all good to go now. So what we can do is release the brake, and we'll set up our lights as well. There we go. Okay, so let's release our brake and get going. So we'll turn and then take a left. Okay, so just taxiing down now. As we have a look out the window, you can see them big engines. Should be a nice day of flying. We'll be arriving in Miami just by sunset. Yeah, we got the problem sorted out. It was the aircraft was too light, so it couldn't do its V speeds. I had the problem a couple of days ago when I first got it, and all we need to do is just put more passengers on. And put the cargo weight up as well, so we should make it out. Okay, should make it out alright anyway, so enjoy the flight. And let's get things on the go. Don't know what that was all about. Oh, we're going to blast 600 knots, alright, Jake. We're going to fly down that runway like Concorde's afterburners. It actually is quite nice, this aircraft. When you take off, you can tell that it does give some on the runway. You know, them big engines right there, they are something special. Okay, so we're at 07 now. Let's slow down a little bit so we can take our time. Okay, so we can turn our strobes on. One thing that we did forget, we forgot our taxi lights, but nobody's here on the airfield, so we'll sort that out just before we go. Okay, so we are set, we're ready to blast out of here. Parking brake is set. Let's go on RML, nav and VNav. All good. Let's turn on our landing lights. We could turn these on just for the crack, even though we didn't even have them on. And we turn our strobes on. Okay, let's just sort everything out. So as soon as we take off, we're going to swing round to the left. This providing we do get off. So let's start the clock. And release the brake. Actually, I'm going to do 40% with the brake on. Just get a power up. There we go. And now we'll tow gun. Okay. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. And let's make that turn. There's flaps 1. Do flaps up. It's very stable. That's one thing that I do like about the aircraft. This is very stable even when you're following the flight director. It's climbing through 3,000. And it's a nice clear day. So just making that turn to the right to get back on course. Don't know why it's got us overspeeding for, but we can connect the autopilot now. Let that take control. So LNAV, VNAV is engaged, and we're up. How's it going, Mr. Horizon? Yeah, I do read the comments, but when I'm flying on takeoff, I'm focusing on that until afterwards, when I can not really mess about with the controls too much. So flight time's around 1 hour and 50. Now we are up in the air. We will I'm all free on the comments, guys, so blast away and enjoy the show. Going up for 400. Mr. Horizon says that he's flying from Vienna to Innsbruck. That's a great route. Innsbruck's got a great approach. A very great approach. Our cruise will be 40,000 feet today, and we will arrive in Miami at sunset. Our trans altitude is 17,000. It's a nice view as we leave Jamaica. Oh, it's a nice day today at least. Majority of the flights I've been doing over Europe have been pretty cloudy, horrible, as we're using real-time weather, so everything's all good. There's a passenger signs are on. So just climbed through 21,000. It's a really lovely day outside. There's a nice view. As I say, Europe's been pretty horrible. It's been cold, cloudy. Same British weather that we have. So there's no surprise there. Okay, so we're heading up for our 400. There's obviously some mess up with the real-time weather because apparently it's 20 past 10 at night. Apparently, but obviously it's probably the time zones. God knows, but all I know is we'll be coming in when it's sunset, so we should have a nice. Flew the approach earlier, and it was quite nice coming into 8 right. If we came in from the opposite direction, then we would have passed over all the nice big buildings. But you'll see that in our view as we come down. Now the only thing that's happened, which happened yesterday, is because I didn't exit the flight when we had the weight issue. Because I've messed with the perf again before going. We've lost our top of climb and top of descent, unless the top of climb is inside these little numbers up in front of us, which I highly doubt. They might, but who knows. This is what we got. We don't have no top of climb or top of descent, so we'll just we'll do that manually anyway. We'll come down at about 1,500 feet a minute, something like that. So I'm not too bothered about that. That's easily fixable. On board today we have 100 souls on board. Okay, we'll turn the seatbelt signs to auto now. There we go, got a nice little clear screen. There's no point putting on the weather because you need to download the terrain radar. At the moment I'm just getting used to the 777. It's a nice aircraft. It's a nice aircraft. But it works in ways where if you do something to it, like it's not easily recoverable. Like as you can see, because the perf's been messed around with because of something that I did. Now the top of climb and descent's gone, and I won't know until I do another flight without messing with the weight again to know whether that is the cause. But I was reading up on it, and that's why the V speeds won't will say they're not available, because the aircraft's too light. Okay, so passed through 30,000 now. As we climb for 340. There you can see is the real-time weather reloading itself. Hopefully we don't get no freezes with the RAM. So obviously with the real-time weather, I think I found out the cause, as yesterday we did like over a 2-hour flight. We'll see today with the weather that it's projecting for us. But I think the reason that the RAM was basically like getting leaked out is because I had a lot of them Microsoft visuals when I was doing something with Ortho. So, you know, yesterday we did over a 2-hour flight, which was good, and the memory responded all right. But I'm definitely going to upgrade the RAM. I'm not going to sit here with 16 because I have my settings quite high as well. But with X-Plane running, I'm only using about 7.6. That's what it was when I started the flight up, and then obviously when it's doing the real time and all that, you know, it starts to climb a little, but we might have fixed it, we'll find out. Hopefully I don't jinx it. So we're just going through 37 now. There's a re-reach 400. I like the sky textures. It fades from the mist up into the dark blue. And the 777's got some good graphics. One thing that I do like with the 777, if they do fix the wing flex, is I did notice that them engines were rattling, and I haven't seen that on the 75 that they've made as well. And when I see that, if they fix that wing flex, oh boy, that will be the view of all, because you got to see a little bit of engine wobble, you know. Okay, how's it going, Mr. Heavy Driver? Mr. Heavy Driver says, when landing, keep in mind that the GPWSRA callouts are off by 10 feet in the FlightFactor 777. He says he had to delete the sound files and download the callouts plugin. Thanks for that, my man. I appreciate the heads up. So I'll adjust that. How is the wing flex plugin, if anybody does know? Like if they've installed it and basically added it into the aircraft. Okay, so we're at 400 now. And Mr. Heavy Driver, you say that the callouts are out by 10 feet. Is it 10 feet up or 10 feet down? Like it'll call 10 feet above the RA or 10 feet below. So all that's next really is we're gonna hit ASUS and then we'll spin around. I'm gonna set our top of our end of climb anyway, because there was another thing that I was reading as well. The top of climb ain't there, so I'm not bothered. It's not gonna do it today. But I was also reading that in order for the top of descent to actually be activated to come down, you must be in around, it's around 50 miles before the top of descent that the altitude has to be reset on the MCP. Couldn't really tell you. Usually after I establish the cruise, then obviously I would just set it back down to normal. But if you're doing VATSIM, obviously that's not going to happen. So yeah, just bear that in mind, and make sure that you reset the MCP pretty prompt with this 777. Like I say, certain things, if you don't do them when you're meant to, plane won't work. Simple as. As you can see here, messed it up at the front with the perf. We've got no top of descent, no top of climb. So, but it's all good. It's not a problem. When that time comes, then we'll wing her down. Okay, thanks to Heavy Driver. It's 10 feet up for the RA callouts. Okay, now I understand what you're saying. Yeah, it can make you seem like you're floating. That's exactly what happened the other day. I was coming down, I think it was coming down into Stansted, I think. It wasn't a flight that I was recording, it was coming into Stansted. And again, like you just said, we got down to around just near to the runway threshold. We pulled the throttles back. As soon as it lifted, we was like, it was saying like 10 feet, and I was actually just floating halfway down the runway. So yeah, thanks for that, my man. Now I understand exactly what you mean. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, the 777 I like. Let's have a little look outside, see what she's saying. There's our Delta. Spirit of Atlanta. Inside the cockpit, I can understand what you mean, Mr. Horizon. The graphics are bad on the 777. Yeah, I understand. Inside in the cockpit, the textures don't match up to like the Zebos, etc. But you know, the 777 is a really good aircraft. I mean, I'm more of the FMC, you know. I like programming the FMC because at the end of the day, that's what's going to control this whole plane, you know. So, you know, the textures, yeah, they are a bit down on the 777 side, but you know, I'm sure they'll only get better with time, you know. Hopefully, we should get a V2 just like the 757. And the V2, if they do, should be pretty good, you know, because I had to buy the avionics upgrade to for the 757 just to get some nice big screens, because obviously I'm playing on a quite big big monitor, and I'm on the other side of the living room, so to see the little tiny numbers, yeah, you get the picture. If we go into the engine textures, do you know what though? I like the engines. You know, I think the engines are quite cool. The wing flex is the only thing that I'd have a problem with, but like Miss Heavy Driver says, it can be fixed. And I have seen the wing flex hanging about somewhere, but I haven't had the 777 to do it, so. Okay, thanks for that, Mr. Heavy Driver. It's a CPU Wolf. So that's who made the EXE. I'll keep that in mind, my friend, thank you. So the aircraft's nice and stable. One thing we should have done after 10 was the landing lights, but they're done now. Everything's all good, and this is a cool feature that I like. If we was in the dark, we click the storm button, everything just glows out green. That is one thing that I do actually like. As I've seen some of the 777 pilots at night, and they've got all the lights beaming in, and I'm like, that's one unique aircraft. Well, at least we made it off of Jamaica's runway. That's the main thing. The V-speeds that weren't on there, probably didn't turn them on, but we did at the start to get them on. Takeoff was okay, flight director was alright. The only reason I put the autopilot on to get the LNAV and VNAV on was, you can see we was just diffing over 250. I think it was around 256, so you know, I didn't really want to steer away too far, so I just put it on, let the autopilot take control of it. The other thing that's coming up soon, when I do have time, because it does take quite a long time, is I'm going to ortho out the whole of Europe. That's one thing I'm definitely going to do. We've got Innsbruck orthoed out, I think Barcelona, we've got part of France where Charles de Gaulle is, and Gatwick and Luton Airport, they're orthoed out around them areas, but I need to do the whole lot. Once we do, so obviously you can see now America, this is the first actual flight in America I've done since getting the sim back in September. I've just stayed around Europe. So the very first flight, and we're going to Miami. What a great place to go. So I've been in the air now for 30 minutes. Hope everybody's okay. I wonder if they put passengers in here. Shall we go and have a look? No. Got some nice do a little tour of the cabin. Well, that view just makes everything look like we're back in FS98. And here we are, we're now at the back of the aircraft. I'm not sure about all this flickering with the textures. For a moment I was thinking, oh, it's the graphics card, because if your graphics card is overloaded, it will start flickering, as I know, but I've overclocked it. Just pushed it that little bit too much. So let's race up to the cockpit. That was quick. I'll shut the door now. Don't want anyone to run in. Oh. We lost our seat. Oh, it comes back. Oh, it's gone. Got our oxygen mask. Got her up on it. Nope. Oxygen mask doesn't want to work. One in the 757 does. So I don't know why I keep hitting the Q&H for. It's this one. So we're going to swing round to the left. And when I've got the charts and everything. Another good one I've just been using the VATSIM charts, as I'm always looking them up manually. And today I downloaded the VATSIM map called VATMap. And if you go in there, click charts and put in your airport, it has everything just like Jepson. So, you know, it saves a bit of time individually going and getting each different airport, SIDS, stars. On here, I'm going to be doing a Cat 1. Or if we do an auto land, it'll be a Cat 1. Got decision height of 450. That's correct. Threshold elevation of 8 feet. Aerodrome of 9. 450. 442. About the 8 feet. Yep, so 450. So what we'll do is when we do set the decision height, we'll listen to what Heavy Driver said, but it's 10 feet up. So we'll instead of going at 450, we'll go for 440. Oh, it's the RA callouts, isn't it? We'll see. We'll have a look at that when we come down. We'll see if it does. You guys can be the judge of that. Obviously, I'll be listening too. We've got a decision height of 450 on the approach. If it was to do a go around, then we would go to Bravo Romeo Alpha. Then we'd hold it there. At 3000. As soon as we leave the 8 right, make a left turn and then hold. Should be okay. It's coming up to ASUS now. Yeah, that's very true, Heavy Driver. Totally agree. The danger of being blinded, yeah, persists mainly below and in the clouds, yeah, I could well agree with the blinding. It's actually a cool feature. I like it. I actually like it. You know, there's different things that all the sims carry, you know. There'll be something that the 757's got that the 777 hasn't, and then the 777's got, like, let's look at the ILS for instance. You know, the 757, you've got your landing altitude above on the overhead, and we've got our radios, nav 1, 2. No, actually we've got our ILS, which is totally different to the Zebo, because we've got our nav 1 and 2 for the Zebo. Then we've got our ILS system, which is down right next to us, with our course and just the ILS radio. And then we've got the 777 that then does it through the FMC. You know, it's a very automated aircraft. You know, and you do have to have a lot of respect for this 777, because if you don't, things will go wrong, and I have realised that. That's a good question, Miss Heavy Driver. He says, by the way, I've noticed that you use the arrow-like altitude indicator. Do you find it more initiative than the dual core one? They're both okay, you know. Doesn't really bother me too much. The only thing that did bother me was if you're on about the actual you're not on about the dual Q flight director. You're on about the actual altitude. I mean, I quite like it. I quite like it as it is. The only thing that I wasn't too keen of, as I'll show you, is the dual Q flight director. I preferred it like that, as it's more, I don't know, I just find it more easier. Yeah, the packs, Mr. Horizon yeah, the packs definitely do play a big role in the cabin pressurization. If any of this panel is wrong, then you'll definitely know about it. 100% you will know about it, because you will have an enormous warning and it will not go away until you go under 10,000. Well, when I did it in the Zebo, it didn't go away. The ringing just continued, and it didn't even go off even when we tried to make everything go back to normal. I think it did on the second, I'm not too sure, but the first time it wasn't having any of it. It was like, well, you've messed it up now before we went, so, you know, we're not fixing. So I've been going for 39 minutes now. We have no top of climb, no top of descent. What I will do tomorrow is we'll go back to our normal short haul flights. Get that all done and good. So there is our destination. As we swing round to the left. Now, if we have a look on the FMC, let's have a look and see where that last bit is. BRBRA. Whoa. Don't know what's going on there. Was some wind.
Bank angle.
Don't know what's going on here. Don't have a clue. If I was a passenger and that happened, I think I'd be thinking different things right now. Bit of nasty wind. Okay, so let's go in. So we've got no discontinuities, and then in our cruise we've got flight level 400, and then this is obviously we can put our speed restriction there. But I mean that's all it's done. I mean here's our perf. If anyone wants to have a look at it. Mr. Heavy Driver, if you want to have a look, my man, and see if there's anything that's missing. As what happened at the start, which you might not have seen, was we've got our V-speeds unavailable because the aircraft was too light, so then obviously it changed the weight again and changed the perf, and then obviously the V-speeds come back, but a discon at the bottom of the first legs page. Whoops. Everything seems to be in order. Ah, I see. Ah, it's for the vectors, isn't it? In Jodpo. Whoa, what's going on now? I thought I saw that aircraft lift for a second. I was like, oh boy, what's going on? Delete the vectors. Right. Thanks for that, heavy driver. It might actually be. What? Let's have a look now. No. We still got no top of descent or nothing, mate. I think it's because I altered the perf when I first put it in. Something went wrong when them V speeds went wrong down at the gate. You know, that just messed it all up. Because yesterday I changed it again for the weight, and we had our top of climb, which it blew past, and then we had no top of descent. I will delete the vectors in future, because I know that you have to delete the vectors sometimes, because it can cause that. When I was actually searching for why top of descent's not showing, the other day it was there fine, you know, top of descent activated and everything, but for some reason it just doesn't want to, just don't want to do it for some reason. So never mind. When we come down, we'll activate the wireless bit in the nav radio, and everything, yeah, is okay. Oh yeah, that's what I want to see. How far away are we? Like 57, 57, 24, everything. Right. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come down 2, 3, start making our descent. Put speed brakes on. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna try that quick actually. You know what? Do you know what? Now we've already started descending. I'll try that on the next flight, mate. Thanks for telling me that, heavy driver. Yeah, I'll reinsert the flight level into the FMC, because I remember they were saying that when you want to execute it, sometimes the execute button doesn't light up. Oh, I wish wish it did work, but it's not doing it for us today. Oh well, we'll get down and sort it all out. There's Flipper for our star. If we go into our approach, what we got for our speeds here? Okay, so we'll just take 140 flaps 30. How's it going, Yoda Aviation? Hope you're all good, my man. Yeah, we rushed it too quick, heavy driver. What I'll do on the next flight is, though, I'll definitely try it out. Yeah, that's great to hear, Yoda Aviation. Glad to hear you're doing alright, mate. Right, now we're starting to come down. Ah, that's great to hear, my man. You found the Instagram. The Instagram, for everyone, guys, will be at the bottom of the description in the video once the stream's been uploaded. So don't forget to follow me on that, as I will post up the landing from the outside view up on Instagram once the flight has been done and loaded. So don't forget to do that. So we're descending from flight level 400 now to come down. And you know what? We'll stay at 16,000. Now let's check out the star for flip. Okay, so flipper. By the time we get to flipper, it wants us to be at 6,000. Okay, so we need to be at flipper for 6,000 and pass with Eurus at 10. What we can do is just slow it down a little bit as well. Actually, we'll keep her at 230. Thing is, I don't want to have to keep shutting and opening the spoilers. Actually, we might as well shut them. Probably stall, knowing our luck. There we go. So Horizon says, does it happen to you that something on the plane stops working and the next plane crashes? The only errors that I've had really is my RAM, because I need to upgrade it to 32, and plus I think the Microsoft Visuals had loads installed when I was doing some funkiness with the orthos, like using the Python and everything like that. Obviously the RAM would run out, tell me that X-Plane's low on RAM and memory, and then it would crash. It's done it a few times when we've been live streaming. So yeah, but that's the only error I've had. X-Plane hasn't crashed on me for something else that has happened of fact, Mr. Horizon. But yeah, the only problems I've had is RAM, but keep the settings up quite high, and yeah, hopefully deleting all the Microsoft Visuals sorted out the problem. Hopefully, you know, we say hope. Now what I think is gonna happen is we are gonna land on the wrong runway, but can easily, because the wind's coming from the left over to the right, that's the same direction that we're going to come down in onto 8 right. Thanks, heavy driver. This guy's a saint. I was wondering how it's calculated. I did watch a video with Captain Joe on how to work it out, and that a little while ago. But thanks for that. That can always come in handy, especially. I'm going to screenshot that so I've got that. Especially when we've got not our top of climb or descents are gone as well. Hopefully the wind changes direction. I don't really want to have to go into the FMC and start switching it all up like we did yesterday. Because before the flight started, I checked the weather, and the weather was coming in at around 150 at 2. It might change, we're quite high still. I don't know. We'll find out. But it was around, I think it was about 150 at 2, varying at 5, something like that. So now obviously it's gone in a completely different direction. Thanks, Mr. Heavy Driver. I really appreciate it tonight, my man. You've solved some little queries of my own. Thanks, bro. Let's see how this comes down today. We'll see how she comes. It's nice. It's nice flying it though. I do enjoy the 777. I'd say it was worth the money for what I paid for. I mean, if I had to pay £70 for it, I mean, I want the quality of the textures. If I'm quite honest, you know, I didn't get a gaming PC to, you know, not really have good quality, but at least have nice quality, you know. If you used to fly a plane IRL, obviously you'd have to think like the plane would be an autopilot the whole time. You'd probably have a pilot on the other end of the radio with air traffic control, and they'd probably set you up for an auto land. Again, on YouTube there is a video that I think Captain Joe did the video actually. It was could a passenger land the Airbus, and he talked her down into landing it, which was quite good to watch actually. But if you was to disconnect that autopilot, it's going to be a totally different kettle of fish. Totally different level of fish. So if it was the autopilot, then yeah, to an extent, but manually flying it, I wouldn't ever take that thing off autopilot if I was just a passenger. No way. That ain't happening, man. As long as that thing's in autopilot, then we're staying in the air. Yeah, let's put the speed brakes over a bit. There we go. Yeah, that is true. Heavy driver, yeah. Okay, so let's get ready. QNH in Miami. It is 1017. Go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if the I'm going to see if that's the head shake, or it is actually the wind, because I don't think it is. Sometimes it goes a bit wonky, you know. There we go. That's better. So coming down through 15 now. Probably won't reply back in a few minutes, guys, as we'll get the aircraft ready for landing. But enjoy the flight, enjoy the approach, and let me know in the comments after the stream does actually get published what you thought. So wish me luck, and here we go. Slow down. Okay. So the QNH is going to and oh no, radio set up. I think we've got the real-time weathers refreshed to about every 30 minutes, because obviously that's an hour now, something like that. I don't want it resetting too much. As there we go, stop at 1.5 now. So just passing through 11. How's it going, Cube Palace? Hope you're well, bro. Captain Z 0027. How's it going, my man? I sub you, you sub me, you sub me, I sub you. Go for it. I'll chat to you after the flight, my man. Obviously we're still coming down at descent rate. It's a little bit quicker than normal. Okay, so on flips, which is our star. To be at 6,000. Then 3,000 to intercept the approach. Starting to just go through the clouds now. So we're going to be using 140 flaps 30. Okay, so now we're ready to fly through the clouds. Slow down, we're down to 800 feet per minute. Oh, we're hitting a little bit of turbulence. So we're going to level off for 3,000. Now what we're going to do is come straight in for runway 08 right. Step 5. Okay, 145, yeah, +5 for the wind correction. Yeah, thanks for that, mate. Yeah, it's true, you would drop 5 knots, yeah. As soon as you idle back, yeah, you're going to start coming down. Thanks for that, heavy driver. So, yeah, 145 flaps 30. So now we're on to the star. Okay, so let's go down to 3. Not in no rush. Hopefully we get a nice view when we pop out the clouds. Okay, so we can set our auto brake to number 1. Actually, put it to number 2. Hopefully the there we go. Just see the bottom layer there. Perfect. I can just see the ocean too. Okay. Then we just turn around to the left, do a complete 180, and then swing on for 8 right. So from here until there we go, we can just see us breaking through a little bit, and then go straight back in. So we are right. We're right there, but we just need them clouds to move out of the way. Hopefully these clouds move out the way so we can enjoy a little bit of the view. Ah yeah, right, and a decision height of 450. Okay, so as you can see over to the right, the blue circle, that's our hold if we was to do a missed approach. fuel. 9.5 ton. Okay, so start making a series of turns now. It is clear underneath, probably about 100 foot separation between the clouds and clear view outside. But there, as you can see, as we're coming in now, until the clouds move, then we won't be seeing downstairs until we come down on the glide slope. There we go. Okay, so we're all ready now. Yeah, I know, bro. Yeah, 6,000. It's just a way to get myself all ready in advance, if you know what I mean. This aircraft is pretty new to me, and you know, I don't want anything to go wrong, so to speak. Especially if we've got low clouds as well. But yeah, you're right. 6,000 feet. For our star, passing over flipper. A little bit of turbulence. once we go into our turn, if it was coming obviously from a 90-degree angle, then I would put the I would have already activated the localizer lock. But I'm going to wait until we go into our turn, as we've still got to intercept for it anyway. So once we've finished our turn, we'll see if it's already started to initiate on the localizer. If it hasn't, then we'll arm it. If it already has, then we'll just manually fly it down from there. So let's get the throttles and everything all ready for our arrival into Miami. Let's see if we can do a better job than the last two attempts with the 777, as we haven't set a good track record with it, unlike with the 7.5 and the Zebo. Both last approaches have been pretty rocky. I'm not going to lie to that. Yeah, I could go direct to Copra heavy driver. Yeah, you're right. I could just go in the FMC and just pull it in. But thought stick with what's going on. You know, just let it do its thing. You know, I'm not in too much of a hurry. We'll try and get everything all prepared in time. What aircraft should we fly tomorrow, guys? Should we fly the Zebo? Should we fly the 757 and bring her back into service again on the channel? Hey, Mr. Horizon, he's on final approach. Go on, my man. Don't forget to butter that landing, boy. 757s, I do like the 757. It's a nice aircraft. She's sleek, big, massive Rolls-Royce engines, looking like two big pipes of a shotgun. Okay, so there's our right turn. There's our right turn. Woo woo. So making that right turn now, so we can then intercept the localizer. Once we level off straight, then we'll set it up for the lock. So I've been flying for an hour and 22 now. The plug-in heavy driver is called Headshake. It gives you a whole load of things you can twig, from the touchdown to the G-force, everything on there. Banking angles. You know, it's a good. It is a good plug-in to have. Go flaps 1. Go down to 200. Okay, so there we go. All we can do is put the localizer lock on. Not going to activate the full approach because obviously it's clear, so we'll see what we can do. And yeah, we'll take it from there. Wish me luck, guys. That's 180, flaps 5. Okay, so we're just waiting for the localizer lock. Then once we've got that, we'll wait for the glide slope to come down. Then we'll disconnect the autopilot and we'll come in. Okay, so there's the localizer. Now we just wait for the glide slope to show up, and then once we get down in under the 1 bar to the middle, then we'll unlock the landing gear. Okay, so the glide slope's coming down now. Go flaps 15. And we can arm the speed brakes. And drop the gear. What we can also do is do 145. Okay. I have control. Try and get that glide slope back again. Always seems like I'm too high with the 777. Oh yeah. Still got a lot more mastering to do with this aircraft, I can tell you that. Continue. Okay, spoilers are up and reversers are active, and we can pop our spoilers back in, turn off our auto brakes as we now can come off. As you can see, guys, I've got a little bit more learning to do with the 777. Unlike the smaller aircraft of the 73, 75, you know, the 777 does give you a run for its money if you want something to land. I can guarantee you that. So, can pull the speed brakes in and get our flaps all the way up. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the comments, guys. The aircraft is very, because it's a heavy aircraft, it's a case of the inputs. It's not like in a 737. Imagine you've got 1,000 miles left to 1,000 miles right. With the 737, you know, you could maneuver that within that, no problem. But with the 777, when coming down to land, you know, just a tiny little correction to the left or the right, and you know, as you can see, the aircraft looks like it's doing a dance. More so is the glide slope. The glide slope is very quick. You know, it descends very quick, and I don't really want to have to put it into like a dive. But once that's been mastered, there shouldn't be no problems. But thanks for watching, guys. Really do appreciate it. We're going to slip in right there, next to our fellow friend. If you guys want to see, if you guys want the real gates and everything included with the flights, just don't hesitate to ask. And we'll do our shutdown procedure as well. So if you guys want to stick around for that, we'll do our shutdown of the 777 on our checklist. One something I was meant to check to see what terminal it was for Delta, but you know, we're here now. Let's lock her up. Alright. Let's see you later, Mr. Horizon, take care. Let's do our shutdown checklist. And we made it, so the RAM issue must have been fixed. It must have been the Microsoft Visuals, because we wouldn't have got well, an hour and a half ain't too bad. Right, so the whole block was 134. Okay, so let's go to our parking shutdown checklist. So we've got our parking brake, which is set. Engine fuel control levers can be shut off. After that, ground contact established with ground operations as required. Passenger signs now can... Whoops, let's get rid of that. Passenger signs can now go off, along with the no smoking. Beacon light can go off. C1 and 2 air demand hides can go off. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to be turning all of these off pretty much. After we've turned off that, we've got the primary C1 and 2 electrics, right electrics, fuel pumps all off. Flight director off, APU selector as required, so whatever we would want to do with that after. Exterior lights as required, and doors open, so we'd say bang, we'll open up the doors. And we'll put the stairs there, a fuel truck, passenger bus and the chocks. Securing the aircraft, obviously we turn all of this off, etc. But securing the aircraft, ADIRU off, emergency exit lights off, exterior lights, no, left and right pack controls are off, and APU selector off, and then we say good night with the battery. So APU selectors off, and then the battery. So if we go now outside, don't know what with that. Here we go. Don't know why we've got our emergency shoots out. It seems to do that when you do this, but either way, here is the aircraft. Need to get some moving jetways. But apart from that, guys, that is the flight for today from Montego Bay, Jamaica to Miami in the States. And yep, thanks for that, Heavy Driver. I am going to save this replay. If any of you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it is Captain_Infinite, and there you'll be able to see the landing of tonight's flight once it's all been recorded and the stream's up and loaded. So yeah, make sure that you do follow me, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And it's been a pleasure flying tonight. I'll see you all again very soon, tomorrow in fact, where we'll have a surprise and see which aircraft we're going to fly with. See you all soon, guys. Oh.